Like, comment, and subscribe for more content. Sup, hot stuff? Welcome back to the channel. So, for the past couple weeks, I've been looking at a lot of Street Fighter concept art. Right? Why have I been doing that? I don't know. I just really like looking at the design process, you know? I've been looking at cut costumes and, cut characters. And then I got to thinking, right? And I say that and you're like, uh-oh. Dude, why are you thinking about things? We don't like when you do that. I know. But I got this crazy idea. I saw it in a dream. It came to me out of nowhere. I wanted to make my own Street Fighter roster using mostly rejected Street Fighter characters, right? I wanted to take the rejects, the ones that Capcom did not want in their Street Fighter games, and I wanted to make my own roster using them, right? And I do say mostly, because I'm not an idiot. Right, I know for a fact that there's no way in hell that Capcom is going to have another Street Fighter game without Ryu and Ken and Chun-Li, right? They're going to be in these games forever, chucking fireballs until they're 90, right? I understand that, which is why they have a guaranteed slot on my fake roster. But before we get into this, before we jump into my fake reject roster, do me a favor, leave a like, subscribe if you guys like Capcom stuff. If you guys like fighting game stuff, help your boy out. I would appreciate that. But with that being said, let's jump to our first character, right? Because if we're making a roster, right, let's just say I'm going to go with 20 characters, right? A 20 character roster, that's a good round number, And I had to come up with like a fake story, right? Like a fake scenario just to help me put these characters in here. And the main story of my fake reject Street Fighter game is Street Fighter 7, The End of Bison, okay? I am so tired of Bison coming back and jumping in our Street Fighter games, we're gonna kill him for real, okay? That's what this game is. This is the end of Bison, for real, okay? So the first character on our roster has nothing to do with Bison. The first character, our central character, is Black Luke, okay? And I've talked about this concept before on my channel, right? That at one point during the conceptual stages, Luke looked like this, right? And there was a couple different variants of this, right? That he was going to be this this black dude who's like a military man, right? Dude, I love the dreads. I love how all these designs just look cool, But this one right here, this is my favorite. It just looks, it looks main character-y. But it's also just cool enough, So what I'm going to do, I'm going to spin this a little bit, right? We're going to say that this is a future version of Joe World Tour. You guys know Joe World Tour, right? The main goober that we follow in the World Tour mode, right? He's a creative character, So technically, he can look like however we want him to look. But the default of Joe World Tour is this black kid in the tracksuit, And at the beginning of the game, he's training with Luke at the Buckler Security or whatever. Let's just say that years later, he's graduated, right? He becomes like this military martial arts expert, right? And he looks like this, right? On top of that, I want to take aspects of these other designs, like the yellow gloves and the yellow belt, and I want to put them on this main design, right? That way, it can kind of, maybe this shows that he's been training with Ryu and Ken, right? He's got the Shoto gloves on. He's got the belt, right? And this main character, Joe World Tour, he can use mainly Luke's moves, but also maybe he has some Shoto moves as well, right? Maybe he has some moves from other characters that he would have trained with in the World Tour mode, right? So that's our first character, right? That's how I'm spinning this for my narrative, right? I just like this design a lot, So if we're going to have Joe World Tour, we are going to need his rival, right? The rival in the World Tour mode, of course, is our boy Bosch, right? And I did say mostly rejected characters, right? And Black Luke is a rejected character, right? So, listen, I'm still keeping with it, But if we're going to make him Joe World Tour, I want to include the rival as well, right? Bosch, he's really cool, I still think he's going to be a playable character in Street Fighter 6 eventually, right? I just don't know when. Maybe season, I don't know, dude, 4, season 5? Who knows? But I do feel like he's on his way, you know? And that could be the main, like, rivalry right there, you know? So moving on from Bosch, we have Rita. And Rita is a cut character from Street Fighter V. She was initially the working design for Menat. And I say that and you're like, dude, what? That makes no sense. I know. But Rita, she's this Italian girl, but she's obsessed with anime, right? That's why she's dressed like a Japanese delinquent. So she's this Italian delinquent, you know, weeb girl, right? Which is just a really cool mishmash of things, right? If I do say so myself. I am half Italian, so I am biased, you know? But Rita, she would fight like a brawler, but also she has soul powers, right? So she's this like brawler chick, this delinquent bully chick, but she uses soul powers as well. Dude, that's a fire concept. I think she deserves to be in a Street Fighter game just off of that alone, you know? So moving on from Rita, we got a big body character. We got to put some big bodies in here, right? This is the Snowman, right? The Snowman, this dude was Nakali's initial design before they went and, you know, did their Nakali thing, whatever that was. But the Snowman is, well, he's a snowman. Yeah, he's a snowman. I don't know what else to say. I do like this design up here with the red, you know, the horns and stuff. Dude, that's sick. I like that a lot. Anyway, this right here, this is the main one, right? This is the most refined of the snowman designs. He can be a big body character. He can be a grappler. He can be a brawler. Whatever, right? I just think conceptually, this is really cool, right? So moving on from the snowman, right, our first big body, we have a cut character from Street Fighter 4. This is Abella, right? This is the lady version of Abel before they went and made him French and made him Abel. This is how Abel was as a character, right? There's a lot of Makoto energy with Abella, you know? She's a, you know, a smaller fighter, but you can tell that she's, you know, she can beat your ass, right? And I think that that's cool. I think Abella, for our fake game, she's going to be our main female character, right? And then Rita can be like her rival, right? Her bully, basically, right? So that's the first row. That's the first row of our fake roster, right? What do you guys think so far? Right? Pretty cool, huh? I know. Anyway, moving on to the second row. We need to have an edgy badass character. And that's where Gen's apprentice comes in, right? Gen's apprentice, I'm going to call him Gen Jr. This dude, he was supposed to be in Street Fighter V, but for some reason, I think he would have been awesome in that game, honestly. This is just a cool character design, just period, you know? But basically, he's supposed to be this like edgy badass character. He might have killed Gen, right? We don't know. It's left ambiguous. But basically, he has this thirst for power, and he wants to go after Akuma, right? Which is, dude, that's a backstory right there, dude. Right? So we can have him as the, you know, the edgy anti-hero character, right? Maybe he pushes it a little farther into the villain territory. Who knows, right? But after Gen Jr., we have the football lady, right? Who is the football lady, you may be asking? I will tell you, audience. So the football lady, initially, when they were coming up with the concept for Laura was going to be this like sexy lingerie football chick, right? This American football lady. And they ended up scrapping that, and that's how we got Laura. However, they did not outright scrap this design. They actually repurposed it into Maple Storm, right? So now she's a Canadian football lady, right? Dude, come on, man. Right? Come on, do you see her? Do you? Dude, I think she'd be awesome, right? And she could be our big body female character, right? She could also be a grappler, right? So now we have 2 grapplers. Oh, you know, maybe 3. Would Abella be a grappler? I guess she would, technically, because she's based off of Abel, right? Okay, we got 2 lady grapplers. Whatever, I like it. We need more lady grapplers, period, you know? So moving on from Maple Storm, we have King Cobra. Ooh, man. Man, dude, King Cobra. So, way back in the day, before we got Rufus in Street Fighter 4, this is what Rufus looked like. And then they just went and they just erased all this, and That's how we got Rufus, right? But King Cobra, he was supposed to be this like badass, Black Shoto guy, and he looks kind of like Kobe, right? Get it? Because, Black Mamba and King Cobra, right? Dude, look at him. He's got the gold chain and the fur on the, oh my God, dude. Till this day, I am still sad that King Cobra is not in any Street Fighter game. It makes no sense. He's so cool, So moving on from King Cobra, we have The Baz. Okay? So The Baz, for the layman, for the people who do not know who The Baz is, The Baz has become this like super memed on character, right? He was going to be in Street Fighter 2 as the bullfighter. Eventually, we got Vega, of course. But he was going to be this dude with like a rope or something, and he was going to be this bullfighter character. And then he got scrapped. But for some reason, he's lived on in memes. He's like this like famous fighting game character now, right? He's been in Dive Kick, he's in Shovel Knight, right? People even made him in Street Fighter 6. And I can't make a roster of rejected characters for Street Fighter and not include The Baz. I just can't. There's nothing I can do. I'm sorry, in my fake, my fake game, he can also be a grappler, but I'm thinking of a ranged grappler like Birdie, right? Because The Baz, he has the chains on his like wrist, right? Maybe he has like a Birdie chain throw move where he can grab you from across the screen, right? And he can electrify the chains. I don't know why he can do that, but apparently that's something he can do, I think he's based off of a Norse god or something. I don't know, dude. But wouldn't that be sick? Wouldn't it? Come on, man. The only thing sicker than The Baz is this rejected character from Street Fighter 3. I don't know which one you guys are looking at, but I'm talking about the Dinosaur. Do you see that? Look at it. We almost had a Velociraptor in Street Fighter 3. That would have been the sickest thing ever. Which, it's funny I say that because there's other Velociraptors in fighting games, right? Killer Instinct has one, Tekken has one, right? Come on, dude. It's time Capcom has one as well, right? So let's get a Raptor in there. Dude, I'm swinging for the fences in this game, dude. There's no way this Street Fighter game would ever be made, but still, dude, I'm trying to make it as colorful and interesting as possible. So that's the second row, right? Going to the third row, our first character is this lady, this French woman named Elizabeth, right? And Elizabeth is a knight, but she's also like a French kickboxer as well, right? So we kind of got that. Like, I feel like they took this character and they split her into two, right? We got Marissa and we have Manon, right? And I feel like Elizabeth is like, the mother character that they derive those characters from, I just like the design. I think having like a female knight as a playable character, I think that would be really cool and really sick. Maybe she can have some. No, I'm done with the lady grapplers. I do like me some lady grapplers, but I think we're done with that. Maybe she can fill that Kadeen role, right? The white woman role. That's just just a really good footsie character that has really good buttons. Yeah, I can see it, right? And then everyone else on this row, on the third row, these are all just returning characters, right? So Ryu, Chun-Li, Ken, and Luke, right? I know people don't like Luke. I love Luke. Luke is one of my favorite Street Fighter characters, right? I'm sorry, right? Plus, we can't have Joe World Tour without his mentor, right? So that's just, I'm sorry, guys. Luke has to be here, right? But like I said, Ryu, Chun-Li, and Ken, they have to be in this game. I don't make the rules, Capcom does. So that's the third row. Our fourth and final row, this is going to be reserved for our villains, right? So I have like a boss gauntlet here. So our villains, the first one, is going to be Cypher. Cypher is the tall, lanky dude from Neo Shadowloo, right? He's this like master assassin that uses knives, and he has the ability to teleport, He's going to be in these games eventually, so I thought now is a better time than ever. Followed by Baba the Gorilla. Baba the Gorilla. Dude, this is... Again, I think Baba's going to be in Street Fighter 6. you know? But I'm putting that energy out because I really like the concept of a fighting gorilla in a Street Fighter game, right? So Baba is a super intelligent gorilla with psycho powers, right? All of Neo Shadowloo, they have psycho powers, but they have different aspects of Bison's powers. So following Baba, we have Falk, which who cares? And then after Falk, we have Ed, right? And Ed is going to fill that Bison role of the leader of the group, you know? However, Ed is not the final boss of the game, though. The final boss is Red Boy Bison. Oh my god. Red Boy Bison. So if you guys do not know who Red Boy Bison is, here are all the concepts of the Bison bodies, right? My favorite in particular just happens to be Red Boy Bison, you know? And this can be the most powerful, you know, psychoed out version of Bison, you know? I really like it. I like how it looks. If this is how Bison looked in Street Fighter 6, I would have mained him immediately, right? But this is going to be our final Bison, right? Our final boss of the game as well. And let's just say we kill him for good, right? We unalive him, we get him out of here, because I'm pretty sure everyone is done with Bison, right? And then you're probably like, oh, dude, what? No Jury? No Geef? No Guile? Right? I'm saving them for DLC. Right? I'm sorry, guys. And you're probably like, dude, what? There's no way they would put those characters, those mainstay, as DLC characters. And my response is, really? But anyway, guys, that's my fake roster that I made using rejected characters, mostly. What do you guys think? Is there another rejected character that you guys know of that deserves to be on this roster? Let me know in the comment section below, because I don't know what it is, but I am so intrigued by just rejected Capcom designs, right? Because I feel like the best designs get thrown away. I don't know why, but anyway, guys, that's the video. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.